And so anyhow, Martha, she's getting a little ticked off. Right, Patty Ann? Yeah. She's in the kitchen doing all the work, and Mary's in there goofing off with Jesus. So Martha comes out in the living room and she says, Jesus, I'm doing all the work. And Mary's over here goofing off with you. And Jesus said, you know what, you're right, Martha. Mary, you're just so lazy. Get up off your fanny. Get in the kitchen and help Martha. You know what's important. We got to get this bread out here, and we got to get some of that lamb down. And is that what he said? No. That's not what he said. He said, Martha, Martha. I love that expression. I can almost hear it, even though it's just written, but I can hear him saying it. Because he didn't say it, Martha, Martha. He said Martha, Martha. He felt kind of sad for her, I think. You got your priorities wrong. There's always this busy work to do. There's always this busy work to do. But Mary has chosen the more important thing right now. How many times do you find yourself as a Martha? You're so caught up with the busy stuff of life thinking that this is so important. And it's not. It's not that important. And how much time do we spend with Jesus? And don't get me wrong, there are times when we've got to do Martha stuff, right? And Jesus understood that. But get it right. Get your priorities right. Let Jesus time first. Then we'll get our Martha stuff done. Don't worry about it. The Martha stuff will always be there. It will always be there, but we have made a passion. We have made a passion out of doing the Martha stuff. As if that is all there is to life, is the Martha stuff. I know guys, Jack, you know guys in the factory, worked there for 30, 35, 40 and more years. It's like, what is wrong with you? Don't you have a life? That is their life. And when they leave it, they die. Because the Martha is all there is. And they've missed it. Don't do that. Young people, don't do that. There's more to life than the Martha stuff. And Jesus says, spend some time with me. First, our time is limited. Make the most of every opportunity. Why? Because the days are evil. Why are the days evil? Because the days are constantly trying to drag you away into misplaced priorities and thinking that this is the most important thing. Got to get my high school degree. Got to get the college thing. Got to get the great job. Got to get the good husband, good wife. Got to get the stuff. And this is all our life. Martha, Martha, Martha stuff. And we're missing the Jesus stuff. Look at your bucket list. Sometimes even ministry can get in there. And to where we think the ministry is just doing the stuff. And we get overwhelmed. We got so many opportunities today. And just all kinds of opportunities. But most are self-focused. Most of the opportunities are self-focused. And we have this big problem with stress and anxiety. And why? Because we're on operation overload. We're overloaded with things like commitments. I've committed myself to this, to this, to this, to this, to this. Why? Because I want to experience that. 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 We got so many opportunities and we're overloaded. Got to have this stuff. Got to have this stuff. Got to have this stuff. Got to work, 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 work. And now, today, we've added a whole new overlay to overload. And you know what it is? Information. How many people are in here texting right now even while I'm preaching? I got my eye out for you. I got it. I'm going to get a button up here. Peter's going to help me. I'm just going to hit some electrical button. It's going to and all the informational stuff just be neutralized. Everybody is like connected to everybody right now with this, something like this. Or talking to people. I'm talking to you, Like that commercial, where your house is horrendous. I love that commercial, He's like right there, I'm talking to you. Why don't you look at me? Those sweaters, oh, they're terrible. And really, it's another overload. In addition to our commitments, in addition to all of our stuff, in addition to all the work that we have to do to maintain all the stuff, now we got this information overload. Priorities all whacked out of shape. 8,760 hours. How are we using them? How are we making the most of our opportunities? What do we do? What should we do? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that's the last point on there. That's what it is all about. That's what our bucket list ought to be about. What's the Lord want us to do? What is His will? He's got a will for your life. Judy Christie's got a will for your life. You know, every one of us. I could look over here and name every one of us. He's got a will for your life. He's got a plan and a purpose for you, you young people. It's not just, don't let the world tell you what it is. Oh, got to get this check mark, got to get this one, got to get this one. Who's calling me? Somebody's evil out there. It's either Jason or Russell. They just got that look. Who is it? I had it shut off. You know, these guys, they need to repent for that. Okay, I'm going to expose whoever it is. Oh, no, I won't. I can't believe that. I can't believe. Oh, that's good. Oh, Lord. Have mercy on them. Hey, don't. I was talking to young people. Don't let people dictate what your life is. The Lord's got a will for your life. Oh, you need to believe it. Oh, follow His direction. Don't be like these lemmings, one after the other. Got to do this. Got to do this. You know, don't be that. Don't be that person. He's got a plan for you. Discover what it is, but don't be foolish. Foolish is not being intellectually incapable. Foolish is knowing God's will or ignoring God's will and not doing it. It's more about moral and moralities. The fool says in his heart there is no God. He lives as though God does not exist. What's God's will for your life this year? Does He want you to be filled with worries and anxiety and more twisting of the hands and the economy and my job and all? And I'm not minimizing those things, but is that God's will? I'm sick. I'm so... No, He wants you healthy. He wants you healed. He wants you whole. He wants you free to do His will. And He will empower you to do such. Don't be full of worry. Don't be full of anxiety. You know, don't be beginning to fill your calendar. You know, what is that? I hear that. That's not me. Whose is that? Is that you two? You two are going to go to the office over there. You know, I know it's you guys back there somewhere. Okay, behave. You're going to the office. All right. And so the Lord's don't be cramped. You know what is funny? Life happens. Life happens, right? We're over here making all these plans and all these arrangements, and they can get turned upside down in a snap of a finger, can't they? And those things that you thought are just so absolutely important, and you had all calendarized, you wipe them all clean in one shot. You hear that news. You find something out, whether it be for you or someone you love, and all of a sudden it becomes crystal clear again what's really important. You realize that this life doesn't go on forever. Don't make a bucket list that takes our time and it's full of self-indulgent pleasures. That's an empty bucket. Go back to our text here. And I want to go specifically to chapter 5 and verse 1. He says, "Be imitators of God, therefore, as dearly loved children, and live a life of love. Just as Christ loved us and gave Himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God." Did you hear what he said? He not only showed us that what our bucket list ought to be made up of, He gave us an example of what it's about. He says, imitate God. Imitate His character, His characteristics in your life. And here's a definition of love. It's not this ooey-gooey feeling about people that, you know, we just really hit it. It's the willingness to be able to go up on a cross and give yourself up for someone else. That's love. That committed decision to see another person do well. And it's a choice that I've made to do that.